Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Patara with you. Today, I have a response video. I have to be part of the crowd. When problems present themselves as you get older, you're going to find, especially in life and in particularly in homesteading, the biggest issue that you will face is time, the lack of. So I'm going to try to not take too much of your time to get my points across here. And I've actually been thinking about this issue off and on for about 10 days. And at first I was like, I'm not getting involved in this. I'm not blah, blah, blah. It kind of bothered me here or there and whatever. And then 2 instances have happened in the past 2 days that, you know, it's kind of like you go, okay, God's not leaving me alone on this. What do I need to do with it? I think we all have a personal calling and we all have a personal responsibility pretty much in everything. We pick and choose what we want to do, how we want to be involved in things, who we want to be involved with, but also how to make things positive is very important. So, here's what I'm going to offer because I feel convicted on this. I get an enormous amount of messages, private messages, emails, comments. They go to spam a lot, but a lot of folks out there really want a lot of help in getting started in homesteading. Now, I'm not a homestead guru. We've been doing YouTube for 4 years now. We've been doing actively what you see it's getting much bigger and bigger this year again, but since about 2010. I did a lot of gardening up until that point. I am a Tennessee Master Gardener. But, you know, honestly, you know, there's a lot of things that I'm learning, and I learn every day from people in my life and around me that are other homesteaders and friends. And I will tell you right now that I'm very excited because we've got new rabbits, and there's like 45 million videos on rabbits. That's not something I knew because I didn't explore it because I didn't need to. And, you know, there's a lot of information out there, and I am so happy for that. But at the same time, I do realize that every single one of us, including you, have something to offer to our community. So, as a request by so many people, I'm going to answer to this, which is I'm going to be starting up a mentorship program. God really spoke to me this week about this, and let me tell you why. I'm new at bunnies, and they can't go out on their field trip today. They have to be up because it's been raining so much. I went to my Beekeepers Association meeting this week. So I've got bunnies, and I'm a new beekeeper, Tennessee beekeeper. And I have a lot of passion for both of these things. I'm really excited. It's something we've, you know, put on the back burner, but now we're taking it on. And I'm learning so much. And the thing is when I went to Cherokee Beekeepers on Tuesday, they talked about their mentorship program. They have an incredible mentorship program. I have a mentor. Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, if I didn't have a mentor, somebody very established and very good with bees, I would be lost. Same thing right now with rabbits. If I didn't have some close buddies that are really good with rabbits, and you know, I told you before, I can call John. I know he's there, and do all of these things. I have a lot of questions about rabbits. I know the basics, but I'm learning. We're all learning, and we can all help each other. But with that, yesterday I was watching a video. And it was a response to, and you will have to forgive me, there's 2 or 3 that have been really, really good, and I'm not good with names. The gentleman, I think he had a Don't Tread on Me hat on. Oh, what's the name of that channel? These are new channels. I've never seen them before. And I went, oh. And his response was, I felt very positive, you know, really trying to bring everybody down with what's been going on the past 2 weeks. And he said, you know, are you mentoring? And I went, this is the second time this week that this has been brought to my face about mentorship. Because I thought about that on Tuesday. I was like, you know, a lot of people ask for help. And I'm thinking of the power of mentorship. And then last night, boom, it's in my face again. I'm like, okay, I got it. So that's why I'm making this video. So here's I want to start with all of this, the positive and hopefully inspiration for you. And just whether it's with you in your local area, whether it's you and your children, your grandchildren, 4-H club, your neighbor. Maybe you're another YouTube channel and folks are reaching out to you asking a lot of questions. It's hard to answer questions social media, especially if you live like I do up on a mountain. You can't even hardly see my vehicle. It's so foggy. This video may not even upload today. But I want to offer my own personal mentorship program. Maybe it'll grow. Now, it will not be until more summertime. because I have to get through spring and the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference, which has exploded. Hope you're coming to that in May. It's going to be an amazing weekend, y'all, in Cookeville. More stuff coming on that. I'll put the link below if you're interested. It's our 3rd year. Talk about learning a lot of skills and meeting a lot of cool people. Okay, it's a great start. But I have a lot of folks that are local. Now, I'm not talking about people that are like, can you help me with my YouTube channel? I'm not your YouTube channel marketing guru girl. I don't have a marketer. I do good to put stuff on YouTube, Facebook, and you know, I have to remind myself to hop on Instagram and to share something to Pinterest, which I have no involvement hardly with Pinterest at all. Wi-Fi and time are an issue. So if you're looking for someone to tell you how to market and can boost your videos to 15,000 views in the first 2 hours, I'm not your girl. But if you want somebody that's going to put in some hard labor and help you plant, help you pull, maybe help you with some chickens, and maybe marketing locally for your eggs, give you some ideas there, and help you strategize time-wise, pretty good with debt management. That's how we do what we do. I might help you out. You know, I might be able to help you out. So I want you to look for that coming up. It probably won't be till about June. I'm going to talk to James about it and some other local folks and see if we can come up with some ideas to help people. Because this community needs to pull together and help each other. We talk about getting out of the rat race. It is imperative that we stay out of the rat race. I don't want to get too deep with things that I think or feel, because frankly, at the end of the day, it's just my opinion, and that and a quarter might buy you a cup of coffee at Weigel's down the road. I doubt it. Okay, you're not looking for my opinion. I hope you're looking for solutions. So my solution in this is to let you know, as an individual, as a homesteader, as a mom, as somebody just trying to learn and connect to my roots, that I really value our relationships here. I tend to try to, by default, I'm kind of an isolationist individual. I isolate myself some. I'm behind on a lot of things sometimes simply because I don't see them until after the fact. And that's where I get into the whole thing where, you know, all these response videos to this issue with Pure Living for Life. I'm going to be very candid with my opinion about this because, again, time. So I didn't even know this had happened until about a week in, and the only reason I got wind of it is because I kept seeing a couple of thumbnails, and I went, normally I don't bite. I really don't bite. I just move on. I'm only subscribed to a few channels. I'm really into a lot of historical things right now, OCO TV, Cherokee Heritage. I'm trying to work with you know, the Daughters of the American Revolution right now. I'm doing all this stuff, and then I've got, you know, OAG and Daisy King and a few things. I'm you know, Starry and whatnot. And sometimes even with that, they'll ask me a question about their video, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, when did you post that? I know you have some new video. I'm behind. So I kept seeing these thumbnails, and I'm gonna tell you, I took the bait. I took the Mr. Peaches. I took the bait, and after just 1 or 2 intros, I went, okay, I got to see. I'm not going to listen to somebody's opinion about something like you're listening to me right now, but I'm going to go see what the hubbub is about. I was ready to pop some serious popcorn, and I was going to pour some extra butter, because it by George, it looks like it's going to be good. Somebody tore into, it was like Days of Our Lives, you know, Marlena and John here, you know, I don't know. We're getting into it. That was the most uneventful thing I've seen in a long time. Now, I don't know Pure Living for Life. I really don't. I've never talked to them. I've never done a collaboration with them. I really don't know them. I don't have anything against them. They have a massive, successfully growing channel. And again, it's not personal. It's just I'm doing good to get videos up myself a couple times a week, y'all, okay? So please hear me out on that. But I'm listening to her, and she's out there, and she's pulling this base, the plastic, and she's out in the mud, and she's doing, and you know how us women, we get, you know, we're out there, and, you know, I'm kneading the biscuit, or I'm feeding the cow, and I'm a little candid. I don't know why she said what she said. I'm not answering for her. But what I do know is, number one, I wasn't offended. We have to be honest with ourselves with the fact that while we are on YouTube, it's very big, and there's a lot of channels. Like, I learned about 3 new channels yesterday. Guys, I'm sorry, I've never seen you before. I'm like, I mean, there's a lot. And by default, it's hard to keep up with everything because there's so much. So you have to ask yourself, is the girl necessarily wrong? I laughed because I went, playing Homestead. I went, we're all playing Homestead. What? What'd she say? I said we're all playing homesteaders. Let me explain. I don't compare myself to you. I don't mean that bad. I don't compare getting out of the rat race is competing, number one, with yourself. And number two, it's comparing yourself, if you're going to the reality of what is. And in my own personal mind, now I'm not saying that no one is or isn't a homesteader. That gets taken out of context so bad, so many different ways. I just am not even touching that. But what I am saying is, I personally, this little girl right here, old woman really, I compare myself to, if I'm going to compare myself to somebody, it's going to be like my great-great-grandmother. She's long gone. I had a great-great-grandmother till I was 16 years old. For real. That woman did everything. That woman defied social times. She married a Cherokee Indian man, which, you know, was tough. She wore overalls. She worked with the pigs and milked the cows. She did the man's work. If I'm going to compare myself to somebody, I'm going to compare myself like that. Maybe even go further back, because those were the people in my mind that could absolutely, yeah, they were sustainable. She lived to be in her 90s, okay? So they defied hard economic times, a depression, world wars. And go back to that. Think about the women that lived during that. I have a grandmother, I've talked about this before. Her husband, she lived right over the border, right there outside of Murphy, in the middle of nowhere, okay? Husband was gone for 3 years, had like 9 children, gone for 3 years in the Civil War. I'm going to compare myself to that. So I think we really need to evaluate, not looking at and worrying about what somebody is saying or thinking or doing. Folks, people are going to say stuff regardless of what you do. You've got people that live down the road from you that are in your family that are going to say stuff to you. I just talked to a lady yesterday, and, you know, she was venting because somebody had said something to her, questioning her skills and why she does what she does. You're going to have that because you're living in a time in which people are not trying to be self-sustainable. So you need to look at this as a special calling. It's almost like you're a special, you know, Joan of Arc, if you will. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for my kids and my grandkids. I don't have grandkids yet. But, you know, it's very logical that in 10 years I may have a couple. I don't know. I want to teach myself so I can teach my kids, so that I know that I have followed my calling to do what's best for the next generation. I'm not worried about what some girl in Washington or Oregon or Idaho is doing. Okay? I don't mean that personally to her. What I'm saying is you have to take things in which they are saying and the context. Was she talking to me? No. Not one bit. In fact, and the reality is, if you have a YouTube channel and you make videos, we get all kinds of comments. Yeah, we do. And, you know, we have to make a decision on how we handle those and respond to them. And 99% of the time, it's best to not respond at all if they're negative. I don't need negativity. You don't need negativity. Maybe she was venting that day. Maybe someone has said something off to her, questioning whether she's a homesteader or not. And maybe that was her way to vent. I don't know. I haven't talked to her. I don't know if she's admitted or said or whatever, and I don't expect her to. It's not my business. So here's what I say is, don't sweat the small stuff. You know, we've got some serious issues in the world that we need to be more concerned about, and be more concerned about, are we teaching the next generations what they need to know to give them a chance, and not worry about the fine-tuned details of negativity. If somebody doesn't like what I do, it doesn't change the fact that I still have to go out there and feed that cow some more hay here in a few minutes in the rain and the fog. I gotta do it. I'm gonna do it. It doesn't change it. Just gonna smile and move on with it. So be positive and be and think about before. And I'm guilty of this, y'all. I am. We jump. We make assumptions and we jump because we're human. All of us are going through something. There are some homesteaders, veterans and homesteaders and people in our community that are going through a lot of stuff. And, you know, people don't talk about things. And always remember that, you know, at some given point, it could be me or you that are also going through something, a health crisis, financial crisis. Well, if you got a health crisis, you could probably develop a financial crisis as well. So let's encourage each other. Let's push out the negative that can come in and build each other. That's where my mentorship program that I'm hoping to kick off at some point after the conference. That's how I want to pay back, because somebody said, and I think it's a higher calling, saying, are you trying to make a difference? Are you stepping up? Are you mentoring people? Are you trying, instead of tearing it down, let's build it up. Now, some of you may not respond well to this video. I expect that. There's the odds of that happening, and that's okay with me, because I feel I'm doing what I need to do. You know, it's kind of like, are you listening? Are you stepping up? Indeed, I am. At least I'm going to try. So guys, don't sweat the small stuff. Some of you awesome, big, handsome, burly men out there that have got rockin' awesome homesteads, keep showing us what you're doing. We're learning from you. I'm learning from a lot of you in certain areas right now, and I can't thank you enough for it. Okay? Let's drop the competition. Let's drop the debates. Let's drop the minutia. Let's drop the response. Response to what? I'm responding because I'm proud to be part of a community that really, truly, in my honest opinion, is the last frontier. Where else do we go? What else do we do? Who else is going to teach us about raising our own foods of many different sources and ways, and whether it's container gardening like I just did the day before yesterday, or whether it's back to Eden gardening, or whether it's tilling up the acres to help feed the masses, whether it's milking the cow, whether it's expanding in rabbits and quail, making homemade bread, tanning, whatever, name it. All of these skills. That is what Granny did, and that's how they survived, and that is where we need to compete with ourselves with and make a difference. I hope this video finds you well. I hope it's received in the positive way that I'm really trying to deliver it. You know, a lot of times we make videos, even though I am pushing 17, 18 minutes here, it's hard to say. You know, these are conversations that, frankly, are often should be talked out, and it's hard to have these conversations when you're on social media, because things can be taken out of context, or if you make a video and somebody assumes you're talking about me. No, I'm not talking about you. I may just be talking about me, or it may be something like my cousin said to me. You know what I'm saying? So y'all take care out there. We'll talk to you soon. I will let you know more about specifics. We got to get through spring. We got to get through rain. Okay? You say hi. We've got to get through rain, and we got to get through spring planting, and we have a lot of traveling that we're doing with the conference, and just, it's crazy right now. I've got a boy starting college classes this month. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. And the conference is huge. The first weekend of May, we've got more information coming to you about that. The schedule is packed full, and the tickets are selling, and you guys are there, and this is the community I'm talking about. So if you're interested in this, you know, make a comment, shoot me an email or a message or whatever, and we will revisit the details on that, and we will let you know. Again, I'm located in more of the East Tennessee area, so I'm looking at traveling to you potentially, you know, sort of thing. And you know, so if you're in North Georgia, I'm in North Georgia, Western North Carolina. You know, there's lots of different things. Mr. Peaches, okay, all right, there he goes. You gonna say bye? All right, guys, love you. Thank you for all that you've done for our homestead. Thank you for being a wonderful community. Did that, are you trying to fix that? Can you fix that part? No? Oh, okay. We'll see you on the next video.